Don't answer the door for the Census Lady. Shreveport, Louisiana, February 14th, 2025. The phone rang at 5:02 a.m. I know because the old luminous clock on my nightstand still works, even if the rest of the house is half held together with prayer and duct tape. I was already awake. At 69, sleep is a visitor, not a resident. The screen said, Jalen, mobile. My grandson never calls before noon unless somebody died or the Saints are in the Super Bowl. Granny, he whispered, voice shaking like he was standing outside in this wind. Whatever you do, don't open the door tomorrow for nobody wearing a navy skirt suit and carrying a census clipboard. She ain't census. Lock the doors, keep Granddaddy's shotgun loaded, and call Miss Shirley next door if anything feels off. I'm on my way home. I love you. Click. I sat there in the dark with the phone still at my ear long after the line went dead. Outside, the wind was moaning through the pecan trees like it knew something I didn't. I did exactly what he said, because when a grandchild call you crying at 5 in the morning, you listen. My name is Miss Etta Mae Boudreaux. I have lived in this same wood frame house on Old Mornsport Road since 1974, the year Nixon resigned and my husband Roosevelt came home from Vietnam, missing the bottom half of his left leg and all of his patience for foolishness. He passed in 2019. God rest him. The house is paid for. The land is mine. And the 22 acres behind it just got rezoned commercial last month. That's when the trouble started. My only child, Derek, and his wife, Tiffany, started coming around more than they had in 15 years. Suddenly, they worried about me being out here all alone. Suddenly, Tiffany was bringing Tupperwares of food I never asked for and talking about continuum of care communities in Baton Rouge. Suddenly, Derek was sliding thick packets across my kitchen table, saying, Mama, just sign so we can handle everything for you. It's for your own good. I read every line. I may be old, but I still wear my glasses on the chain, and I still know when somebody is trying to steal the dirt under my feet. Friday, February 14th, broke cold and gray. Valentines Day, and the only flowers I was getting were the plastic ones Roosevelt bought me in 1987 that still sit on his grave. I made coffee strong enough to wake the dead, ate a bowl of grits with a pat of real butter, and cleaned Roosevelt's Mossberg 12 gauge like he taught me the week he came home from the war. 2 shells of double-aught buck, 1 in the chamber, safety on. I set it behind the front door like always. At 10:17 a.m., the doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw her, pretty light-skinned woman, maybe 35, hair in a neat bun, navy skirt suit pressed sharp enough to cut glass, carrying a clipboard and wearing a lanyard that said U.S. Census Bureau 2025 Special Supplement. She smiled like she practiced it in the mirror. I didn't open the door. Ma'am, she called, sweet as cane syrup. Miss Etta Boudreaux? I'm Mrs. Carter from the Census Bureau. Just need 5 minutes for the senior wellness survey. It's federally mandated. I stayed quiet. Roosevelt always said the only thing worse than a liar is a pretty liar who knows how to smile while she's doing it. She rang the bell again. Not polite. Then she stepped off the porch and started circling the house slow, looking in windows like she owned the place. I watched her through the kitchen blinds. She took pictures with her phone. She made a call. I couldn't hear the words, but I saw her mouth. She's not answering. Plan B. That's when my heart started doing that old familiar flutter it does when trouble is close enough to smell. I called Miss Shirley next door. Shirley is 78, going on 30, and nosy as the day is long. She picked up on the first ring. Girl, there's a fake census woman walking around my house taking pictures. Shirley didn't miss a beat. I'm calling Deputy Thibodeau right now. You lock every door and window and keep that shotgun handy. I'm on my way with my .38. I hung up, slid the chain, turned every deadbolt Roosevelt installed himself, and waited. At 10:41 a.m., a second car pulled up. White Chevy Tahoe, tinted windows, outer parish plates. A thick man in a cheap black suit got out, carrying a big envelope. He and the census lady talked on my front walk, looking at the house like it was already theirs. My phone buzzed. Text from Jalen. I'm 40 minutes out. Whatever you do, do not open that door. They're going to say somebody died. It's not me. I love you. I stared at the screen until the screen went black. Then I heard the knock again, harder this time. Miss Boudreaux, open up. It's urgent. The man this time. Deep voice, North Louisiana drawl trying to sound official. We have tragic news about your grandson, Jalen. There's been an accident. Please, ma'am, open the door. My knees went weak. For one terrible second, I almost reached for the chain. Then I remembered Jalen's exact words 40 minutes ago. They gonna say it's me. It's not. I tightened my grip on the shotgun instead. Say whatever y'all got to say from right there, I hollered through the door. Silence. Then the woman again, voice dripping honey. Ma'am, we're so sorry. Jalen was in a car wreck on I-20. He didn't make it. These gentlemen are from the coroner's office. They just need your signature to release the body for burial. Lord, they almost had me. Almost. I pressed Roosevelt's old police scanner to my ear. He kept it working all these years. Channel 9 crackled alive with Deputy Thibodeau's voice. All units, 1034 in progress, 912 Old Mooring Sport, possible home invasion, elderly female, suspects impersonating officials, roll heavy. I smiled for the first time all morning. The fake census lady must have heard it too, because suddenly they were moving fast. The man kicked my front door so hard the frame splintered. I stepped back into the hallway, raised the Mouseberg, and waited. He came through with a pistol already out. The woman right behind him. I didn't say freeze. I didn't say nothing. I just pulled the trigger. The blast took the storm door clean off his engines and put that man on his back in my azaleas. The woman screamed, dropped her clipboard, and tried to run. She didn't make it far. Miss Shirley was already in my yard with her pistol-grip .38, cussing loud enough to wake half the parish. By the time the first sheriff's cruiser slid sideways into my gravel, both intruders were on the ground, one bleeding, one crying, and me standing on my porch in my house coat and fuzzy slippers like I've been waiting on them all day. Deputy Thibodeau, Miss Shirley's nephew, took one look at me holding that smoking shotgun and just shook his head. Miss Etta, you all right? Better now, baby. They found the real paperwork in the Tahoe. My own signature forged on a durable power of attorney. A transfer on death deed, putting my land straight to Derek and Tiffany the minute I passed. And a brand new life insurance policy for $3 million taken out on me 6 weeks ago. Beneficiary, Tiffany Marie Boudreaux. Jalen roared up 10 minutes later, jumping out his Camaro before it even stopped rolling. He ran to me crying like he was 10 years old again. I held him so tight I'm surprised I didn't crack a rib. Turns out my grandson had been digging. He had overheard his mama on the phone late one night talking to a cleaner about how much it would cost to make an old lady's death look like a home invasion gone wrong. He put it together when Tiffany started asking him detailed questions about my daily routine. Who comes by, what time I nap, where I keep the spare key. He drove all night to get to me. Derek and Tiffany were arrested before supper. They're still in Cattle Correctional waiting on trial. The man I shot lived. Buckshot in the legs and shoulder. He's talking plenty now. So is the fake census lady. Turns out she's done this same job for greedy families in 3 parishes. They call her the closer. The district attorney came himself to take my statement. Sat right there in Roosevelt's old recliner and drank my coffee. He told me, "Miss Etta, you're a hero." I told him, "No, baby, I'm just an old woman who still knows how to protect her own." The land stayed mine. The commercial rezoning got tabled indefinitely after the news stations ran my story for a week straight. Nobody wants to build a strip mall where Miss Etta shot a hitman in her house coat. Every year now, on Valentine's Day, Jalen brings me roses and we eat peach cobbler I made myself.